So I've talked about this before where I attempted embroidery and it didn't turn out so great. But because I'm not a quitter, uh, I did something. I recently signed up for a class. So my first attempt at embroidery was with this kit that I bought like 3, 4 years ago. Did the best I could with the kit, didn't quite understand all the stitches, and decided, like, when I saw this class pop up locally, it's like, I'm going to learn from someone who knows what they're doing, and I'm going to sign up for this class. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Shira. Welcome to the What She Making podcast. So I signed up for this class and I'm like, I'm going to get my embroidery life together. I'm going to do it this time. She's going to tell me things that I don't know. And y'all, the first 3 stitches that she taught were the exact first 3 stitches I teach my hand sewing class. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking, why didn't I realize how close embroidery was to hand sewing? Like, why did I just not know that? How is it that I just did not pick that up? But that fresh perspective, of course, there were other things, other stitches that I didn't know that are exclusive to embroidery that are not included in hand sewing, but they're closely related. But the thing about like having that fresh perspective is something that I try to get across in this idea of just make something. Just make something. I have a just make something theory, the just make something concept, which is what I try to get across to other artists, other creatives, other people, because we're all creatives, right? It's like you just have to find something to start with. Just make something. So I'm sitting in this class, and the first 3 stitches I know because I teach those stitches. But then we get to stitches that I'm not as familiar with, some that I've actually failed with when I was trying to do the kit. And so to be able to get an instructor to stand there and see exactly what I was doing wrong, where I was not quite understanding, and then to finally get it right, phenomenal. But just making something that I wasn't even comfortable with, really helped me to be able to just open up this other place in my creativity. So I am sitting in this class and I am just making a thing, just practicing stitches really. And I get this idea for something else or another use really of what I want to do with these stitches. And I'm actually pretty excited to try it. And that right there is the thing that I try to get across with like my creativity journal, with the concept of the courses that I offer, because this whole thing about, getting artists, getting creatives, getting people unstuck creatively, it may sound like a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, but really it's this concept of just make something, because you don't know how that's going to affect your creative brain and where it might take you, because you are just like starting something. You're just like doing something in the creative sphere, and it sparks something else. I got this great idea that I can't wait to try on a jacket, like this kind of large scale thing that I really would not have had that idea if I had not just kept at it with the embroidery, not because I wanted to be this amazing embroiderer, but because it was a creative challenge. It was challenging for me creatively. It was something outside of what I am usually comfortable with, and it made my brain just react in a way that was challenging enough to like really focus and try to get the concepts, but also to take those concepts and make it into something else, something more, something exciting, something that I've never tried before. So when I tell you like, hey, here's a creativity journal that I've developed, and I can tell you now, I will link it in the show notes, but when you flip through it, it might feel like it's a bunch of random creative exercises. But the whole point is just to exercise that creative muscle. Your creativity is a muscle. And if you ever started any kind of exercise program, exercise regimen, I hear this more often than not. They will say, just start walking. Why? Because it's basic. Because it starts your muscles to be able to work, to build up to other things. Maybe you'll run, maybe you'll skip, maybe you'll do something else altogether or start lifting weights. But to start with something basic is the same thing physically as it is creatively, the same thing creatively. This whole, like, the journal has exercise after exercise after exercise just to do exactly that, to exercise your creative muscle. The classes that I offer are not necessarily to make you into this amazing crafter, but to offer a way to further exercise your creative muscle. I have more classes coming down the pipe. Right now, I have a class about making your own party decor, which is super fun. It was so fun to put together. I have a class about upholstery, which is completely unrelated to that, unrelated to party decor, but it's another way to like express creativity, exercise creative muscle. It's very low commitment to do simple upholstery, and it's a way to add a little bit of creativity and challenge yourself in your home. I have one coming up right now about making trunk or treat, how to make your own monster and have a matching outfit and matching treats and stuff. But there's more to come. And the idea behind all of these seemingly random courses is to exercise your creative muscle with my concept, just make something. Just make something. So let's talk about it in the comments. Are you someone who likes to just get started, likes to just make something? Do you kind of freeze up when you are feeling stuck creatively? When you are stuck in other ways, does it help you to be creative? I find that helps me a lot, where I'm working on something else in the back of my brain that I can't quite solve. If I just make something, then somehow that problem solving comes to the forefront and I'm able to get more ideas on the thing that I'm kind of working on in the back of my head. So yes, just make something. Just make something. Thanks for listening.